Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it a warship? No. This is a ground effect vehicle. This is the Loon class, which is an Ekranoplan. Now, a ground effect vehicle uses the ground effect, which is a bit technical, but they're not quite aircraft, and the game treats them as a ship, which is why you see that they have a sort of wake. The beauty about these things is that they are pretty capable of transporting some hefty ordnance at speed. They are fast. These things can do 297 knots, and with that you can definitely sneak up on a target pretty fast. The interesting thing about them is that they might be an aircraft, but they're flying so low that you might not get detected. So I decided to put these things from the workshop to the test, and we're going to go up against a carrier battle group. I have two of these wings. I have one here and one to the south. These guys, between each wing, they carry 24 SSN-22. These are the Sunburns. That's good news and bad news. They have snaking evasive maneuvers. However, their range is only 48 miles. So keep that in mind as you're using these, because it might mean that under some conditions, especially if you're using NTU units, you will find yourself inside of the anti-air bubble of the enemy. If they detect you, that is, if they detect you. We're going to push this wing south and then west. We're going to push this thing west and then south. And I want you to go do that at flank speed. Seeing as it's not an aircraft, you see that they don't actually have a range on the map. And you don't have to worry about fuel usage, apparently. They just don't care about that at all. Increasing speed currently to 150. I'm surprised that these things fly. I mean, I've heard of them before. It's just when you see them in game, you're going, what is that? It just looks like a very low-flying plane. Anyway, our battle target over here is a carrier battle group. And in order to scout it out, I have a TU-142. Hopefully we can detect these things beyond just this thing over here. We know this thing is radiating its own EM. It could be any number of things. It could even be the carrier itself. It's an SBS-49. So we'll have to wait and get a little closer so we can actually identify these things. Interestingly, the medium-range search radar is not actually picking anything up. Don't know why, but maybe we need to get a little closer. What you got? You got a surface directed 150 miles. Oh, okay. Yeah, smaller things we will not pick up yet. Let's get these guys to also increase speed. Yep, check. Estimated estimated time of arrival about 10:49, 10:59. So I need to push you guys a little bit down. There. And they're just very interesting units. What sort of weapon system do you have? You got a 23mm cannon. That's on your stern. Okay. I imagine that's not going to be terribly useful in this encounter. But, I don't know, if you're chasing maybe a helicopter, maybe you can get around to it. But the helicopters fly higher than your Ekranoplan, so probably not. They also, of course, have optics. They got a palm front surface search sensor with only 24 miles. And then they have a radar warning receiver. That's it. They don't really do much more than that. They're basically rocket or missile delivery vehicles. And using these things is basically flying in, dropping your missiles, and flying back out. It is not going to get a whole lot more spectacular than that. I'm surprised I can only see the sea spray. Where's the rest? There's the rest. Oh, we got a Tycho. I believe this formation carries, what, 2 Tychos and a carrier? I'm surprisingly not yet seeing the carrier. Because normally this formation, I think, is 2 Ticonderogas side by side, and the carrier in the middle. And I think that this... the second Ticonderoga... no, it's not Tycho, never mind. They are using their radar. This is not the VLS version of the Tycho. Nevertheless, at 40-mile range, they can be deadly. So do give them some respect. And of course, they're able to shoot down my sunburn. So I'm very interested to see exactly how much effect we're going to get out of these Ekranoplans. Another helo. I can safely push in a little closer. I'm so used to distances and ranges that NTU gives the AI ships, or rather, in this case, the AI ships, that I'm kind of scared to close in with these birds. With some juggling around of speed and, of course, positions, I now have taken a position north and east of this group. I was mistaken, there's no battle group of a carrier, it's just a Tycho and her friends. So these guys are going to get it. These guys are going to receive a welcome. I have 6 missiles, so between these wings, I should be able to give them a lot of trouble, engaging them from multiple different angles. The farthest target is about 49 miles out, so I still want to close in a little bit. I'll make sure everybody is in range, and that includes 004. Yeah, they got 48.6, so they're... on paper, they're officially in range now. And these guys really shouldn't need that much time. There we go, 48.5. Here goes. Let's start sending a salvo. I'm going to send a single shot against this lead target. Semi-large. And here we go. Just like that. I'm going to send a second single shot against this guy. Twice. And then we're going to do a double tap against the Ticonderoga, so they're going to get 8 missiles. This wing to the north, we're going to give a single shot to this one and this one. The whole thing disappears into a puff of smoke. There's 2. And then the whole wing is going to... hold up. I said the whole wing. Not just you. Okay, so that doesn't... oh, right! Because the game considers them ships. Therein lies the problem. They don't magically start attacking. They're not aircraft, and I was treating them as aircraft. Okay. So I'll have to manually start sending these missiles out. Otherwise, we just underwhelm them. Never underwhelm your opponent. 2, 3... 4, 5, 6. This next one. Single shooting. Single shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 away. You still got 1 missile. Ticonderoga. Okay, is that everybody from this side? We still got 2. 1. Okay, you're empty. You're empty. You've got 1 left, but I think you're still engaging. Yeah, last tube's opening. You're out. You're done. Alright, boys, turn around, turn around, turn around, disengage. Of course, they're not your regular warship. They do take a little bit more time to turn, especially at very high speeds. Keep that in mind, they're not just going to turn when you want them to. Over to the north, see, these guys are almost turning into seaplanes at this point. Although officially they're classed as, what was it, ships, I think? 2 and 2. They're classed as ships, not aircraft. Give me a 2, 2, 2. Do the same thing here. 2, 2, 2. But Ticonderoga has to get completely overwhelmed. And you are going to send 2, 2, and then single shots. 1, 1. Keep in mind, there's no jamming, so it is entirely likely that all of these ships, as they're using radar, are seeing my missiles. They might even see the Ekranoplans, I'm not sure. We'll just have to see if there's going to be any response. I, for one, kind of doubt it. Turn around. That's standard. Should start seeing this thing pop up again. Current speed. Passing 70 knots. You gotta have a lot of water resistance from that wing. I don't think this is quite how that's gonna work out. Now these missiles, they're Sunburns, SS-22s. And they are flying at 33 feet. Pretty low. Which should make them difficult to detect and difficult to intercept. But the AI is definitely making an effort here. And probably will intercept a bunch of these missiles. Speed 1360 knots. I always appreciate the Soviet speeds. Yep, he's planing again. Empty, 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 empty. Excellent. At full. Get out of distance. So far, they still haven't intercepted a single one. That's interesting. So we've got a Ticonderoga, a Spruance, something else, and a Kid. There's another missile. I think they're not really going to get away with survival whatsoever. There's Chaff. Ooh, close. No joy. Suez is not really going to buy you a lot of time. Not really going to buy you a lot of time is what I was going to say. This one's going for Chaff. Battle isn't over yet. This one. Looks like it could hit. That's a berry if I'm not mistaken. Hit. Spruance managed to knock out another missile. Well done. You look like you're going to be in trouble there, friend. Spruance hit astern. And this guy decided that he was going to fly through Chaff. So he's now looking for something else. There isn't anything else. The Ticonderoga has already been killed off. The game is feeling a little slowish. What sort of frame rate am I getting? 9? That's low. Normally getting a lot better frame rate than that. Yeah, that's another chaff eater. The thing is, though, the ships are mostly dead. Yep. I don't think they'll survive. Not that many. Now, those Ekranoplans, how would you use them? I kind of think of them as just fast missile boats. Like, really fast, though, because you can go up to 297. And I imagine that if these things jump you, you're going to have an interesting time trying to fight them. Because you might not catch them in time. Maybe if you have a helicopter up there, you'll spot them. Maybe if you have an AWACS, you'll spot them. Keep in mind, they might look like a plane, but the AI and the game at large considers them not to be that. It considers them to be a ship. So, I wonder how we're going to take these things down. I also want to see what it does when I tell it to go all back. Full reverse. I think these models are causing all this frame rate drop. Oh, it just turns into a bit of a seaplane and it turns into reverse. Yeah, okay. Makes sense. Okay, so how can we kill these? That's the question. How can we kill these? If I'm going to just have one of those things in, so I'm going to remove group 3. We're going to have these here. I'll be playing as the blue guys today. And these are, what? 60 miles out. So normally, you'd be able to hit that with a harpoon. Let's see. Can we get them? Can we nail them? Can we find them? That's going to be question 1. Can we find them? Question 2. Can we hit them with a harpoon? Question 3. If not, can we shoot them down with a Standard missile? Because a Standard missile can engage both aircraft. I'm not sure what all of that is. Can engage both an aircraft and it can engage a surface unit. Give me helos. I want the whole formation to have their sensors on. Really? Oh, that's the radar platform. Gotcha. Okay, sensors, surface search. That's for the whole formation. You guys got air search on as well. Good. Now, let's send that helo towards where the things are supposed to come from. I want you to go to 6,000 at northeast. Turn your radar on. Because if I'm ever going up against these things in this scenario, I want to be able to know how to kill them. I want to know what spots them. Go to 3. They're coming in, most likely at full speed, so that's about 250 knots. I put them 60 miles out, so that gives them about 15 minutes before they're going to be right on top of me. Which is scary, come to think of it. I'm going to go to 3. Surface search on. And keep in mind, they're faster than this helicopter is. So I might spot them briefly. If I use visual, that is. Go to 6. There they are. Yep, they've already detected me and they're shooting. Okay, so the real question is, can we shoot back? We've got the RGM-84 Charlie, which is 65 miles out. I'm going to shoot first and ask questions later. 1, 2, 3, 4. Briscoe. We got the RGM-84 Alpha. Just start looking for things. As long as the ship, or the game considers them a ship, that should make it possible for me to engage them. We have them on visual, so I highly doubt that the Ticonderoga and the Valley Forge are going to be able to shoot them. Oh, sorry, the Valley Forge as such. Yeah, they're below the horizon. Rather, beyond the horizon. I can't shoot them. We do have these on radar, so at least that's something. Doing 119, 120 knots. Just imagine getting jumped by these things in this scenario. And you don't know what they are, you don't know that they're in your game. And suddenly you see something doing 150 knots. And you're going, what the fuck is that? Oh boy. Yeah, we got that one. No joy on that one. It's non-NTU, so I have no jamming. What, Seawis took it out? Yeah. Briscoe took it out herself. I can see the fact that there's vampires, I just can't really do a whole lot about it. Chandler's engaging. Start missile 1. There's not as many missiles this time around. Then again, it's not really about whether or not I can stop all those missiles. It's about whether or not I can kill these things. Oh, crap. What's that, Briscoe? Briscoe's hit. Damage report? Serious. Most likely a death sentence for her. Valley Forge is fine, although that was a close call. Come on, I don't really care about the ships. Don't tell the ships that. I just want to see what the missiles do. The weapon seekers on. So these things should spot those missiles, or should spot the Ekranoplans. There they are. But how does the weapon logic treat them? Oh, these are not active yet. This one is. They do appear to be dialed in on these targets. If you're blind firing against these bastards, you really got to be keeping in mind, if you turn them on like this, like I did, you're doing it wrong. Because your missile will turn on too late, and they'll start looking from there. You're doing a pop-up against an Ekranoplan. Yeah, okay, I get it. It's the game makes this thing go, yeah, you're a surface. You're shooting down my missile? Yeah. I don't know that a 23mm gun's able to do that. See, these things are a big waste. I cannot tell them to shoot them. I think this one's toast. Oh, there's another 23mm. Interesting. Yeah, so they can definitely be sunk. That's not the right one. I want to see what the damage is. This thing should have disintegrated a while ago after being hit by like 3 or 4 missiles. Fire, fire, fire. Flood, flood, flood. Yeah, so you can just kill them with harpoons. Ideally before they start shooting you, because you have that range. Your range is better than their range. Just keep in mind how fast these things can close the distance, because they will kill you. In fact, they also got the Valley Forge. Chandler and Antrim are fine. Anyway, that'll be the video for now. I do really like them. I would love to see these things pop up in a scenario, especially when you're unprepared and you're going, holy what? What is coming at me so fast? Well, it's one of these big boys. And they're not going to wait around and see if you can spot them. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon for more videos.